And welcome to the South Kitsap High School Gymnasium. I'm the Dr. Doc Parr from Westsound Community Television. Very happy to be working with the South Kitsap High School Advanced and Professional Video Production crew to bring you a brand new program on our community channels, South Kitsap Wrestling. We're going to be joined up here tonight on the microphones by Mr. C.J. Lupica of South Kitsap and Mr. Larry, the Old Man Rowe, doing the calls for you tonight. This is going to be a great contest. We're very happy to bring it to you as the South Kitsap defends its 64 straight dual match record against the Wilson Rams tonight. Let's go to our PA announcer for tonight's introduction.
At 115 pounds, wrestling for the Wilson Rams is Marvin. Opponents from South Kitsap is Arwen Nave. The Rams were fortunate at 123 pounds. South Kitsap, Brad Jefferson. 129 pounds. Wrestling for the Rams, David Romero. And South Kitsap, wrestling for the Rams, Mickey Doherty. His opponent from South Kitsap, Orion Barilla. At 141 pounds for Wilson is Davidson Darrell. His opponent from South Kitsap is David Goldberg. At 148 pounds for the Wilson Rams, David Gavin Gross. The opponent from South Kitsap is Brendan Carr. At 158 pounds.
Are we cutting away after this? We're coming back in?
Kelly.
Cutting away there. The next question we're going to do.
At 168 pounds. Wrestling for Wilson is Hunter Jason. And the opponent from South Kitsap is Lobo. In 178 division, representing Rams is Chris Lowe. And the opponent from South Kitsap is Chip Shepard.
We're cutting away. We're going to cut away.
In 190 division, wrestling for the Wilson Rams is Sam Sager. And the South Kitsap wrestling for Chuck Cunningham. Wilson will work at 115 pounds. South Kitsap final Kevin. And the Rams will also work at 275 pounds. South Kitsap Brendan Arundon. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please rise, face the north wall, and join me in our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the team captains please come to the center of the mat with toss of the coin.
Do you want the announcers? You want to go to black? Whatever. It's up to you guys. We're going to black. And welcome to our first match of the night, the 108 division, and that's Albert Ferner and Damon Kaiser matching it up. We're over to the L-Man and CJ Lupica for the call in this first match.
Well, CJ, looks like the Wilson wrestler has gotten off to a good start with a apparent takedown. They haven't given him points yet, though, have they? So they'll go back to the up position.
No, they're not going to go on the up position. Nope.
Looks like we're a little slow on that scoreboard then.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a 2-point takedown for Damon Kaiser from Wilson.
Looks like Kaiser went ahead and gave our SK Wolf a simple escape for 1 point.
Well, perhaps he's a takedown specialist, and he doesn't mind giving up that 1-point escape.
Yeah, 1 for 2.
Albert's got a nice single leg, and he's trying to control it. Now they're both going for a single leg. Wilson player looks like he's gaining control, and he will score points. We've got a near fall for 2 points. South Kitsap, the wrestler, looks like he is in trouble. He's going to have to fight hard not to get pinned here. He's got him in a good half Nelson. He's working that other arm, but he does come up. A good job for the South Kitsap wrestler. Albert Fluner doing a good job getting out of that bad predicament. He may get a reversal here. He's got to get control. No, he can't get it.
Albert doing a good job staying alive. It looks like the Wilson fella is trying to stay back, trying to stay in, sucking in at the ribs, and trying to turn him over to his back.
Well, I'm very surprised Albert did get out of that. It was a very good job. Absolutely agree with you there, CJ. It looked like he had a good chance of being pinned, but he fought hard, stuck with it. Now he's got 2 more rounds to get back into this match. He's down 7-1 at this point. So they'll be switching positions here. He's got the choice now. So South Kitsap wrestler Albert Fruner will be in the down position, and Damon Kaiser will be in the up position again here for round number 2.
Damon's going to go ahead and give him that quick, easy escape for another point. So now they're both in the up position, trying to go for a grapple, trying to get inside, see if they can't go for a single or a double leg shoot.
Well, that's twice now he's given up points from that up position, so I can just assume that he's kind of in love with the takedown. Some wrestlers just are more adept at that. Some wrestlers are better at reversals and things like that. So Albert needs to get in on that takedown. Needs to shoot that in fast. Get a hold of that leg if he can. He lost his balance there, and he's going to lose this takedown. Damon Kaiser getting 2 more points here, 9-2, with 1:15 seconds to go in the second round. Fruner tries to stand up, tries to sit out, can't do it. Kaiser controls from the top, working to break him down. Albert Fruner trying to stand up, grabbing the head, trying to turn him now, trying to keep, but he's not able to successfully pull that move off.
Albert doing a good job trying to stand out and turn in, trying to get those extra points. And there again, Kaiser went ahead and gave him another point for escape. So it looks like Kaiser is definitely a takedown specialist.
Well, Albert, record this year is 8-8 so far, excluding the tournament last Saturday. I'm not sure what happened to him there, but the South Kitsap team did take 3rd in that tournament. Bruner had a good position there, but the South Kitsap wrestler just came over the top there, and he'll get 2 points for that takedown. It's now 11-3, and we're getting close to that point, aren't we, CJ, where it's going to be automatically cut off here?
The deal is, technical pin is you must beat your other opponent by 15 points. So, yeah, it is pretty close. 12-3 being the score right now in favor of Wilson.
There's a good takedown by Bruner. Oh, and he gets
called for the full Nelson lock, which is illegal, and that's going to cost him a penalty point. Score is 14-5.
I didn't see that other arm coming around, but yes, you cannot use the full Nelson because you could do some serious damage to the neck. putting strain on it. So it's now 14-5 with 1 second to go in the second round. And that'll do it for the second round. We have one remaining round, and Damon Kaiser from Wilson has a 14-5 advantage here.
Well, there's two ways the Wilson character could win this. He can score 6 more points to get the technical or work him into a pin. But of course, Albert could do the same and pin him, which would be a very nice victory. You got Albert working in, trying to keep him down. Now you can see he's trapped one of his legs and working that arm behind there, trying to force his head over.
He's got an arm bar. He's going to try and walk around the head if he can. Maybe grab the other wrist there with his right hand. He's cranking on it, and he looks like he is going to get him turned. He's got to keep his balance over his head there and not let him scoot out of this. He could get a pin on this if he cranks it hard enough.
You just got to sit through just a little bit more. Got to sit out, and that'll be it.
The crowd is coming up their side, and he's getting 3 pins there. And now it looks like he's going to get a reversal. Well, he got 3 pins, 3 points on a near fall there, and then Kaiser pulled a reversal on him.
Well, that was very nicely done by Albert there. Way to work that arm bar, and if he would have set through just a little bit more, he probably would have had it.
Well, traditionally these lower weights are populated by the younger classmen. Is Albert sophomore, or he is a sophomore?
Yeah, I believe he is a sophomore. I'm not sure, but I believe so.
Oh,
look at that. Nice little reversal there by Kaiser there.
We still don't have any points scored here. Oh, there's 2 points for control. And Fruner gets 2 points. It's 16-8 now with 30 seconds to go in the match. Fruner has an arm bar on the left side.
He's trying the same move over. He's trying to wrench him over. He might have just enough time to wrench him over and possibly get that pin, but hopes are fading.
If he's going to walk that arm bar around from the other side, now he's going for a double arm bar, which can be very painful. He's got to walk it around and try and get his shoulders to the mat.
It's not
and he
gonna
just
happen.
can't turn it. Well, a good effort by Albert Fruner.
Very good effort in the third round. You could definitely see it. He was fighting a lot, and he even brought his score up a little bit more. Great job by Albert.
Absolutely. 17-8 is your final score, and Wilson's Damon Kaiser comes up with the win.
Well, we had a little bit of a quick beginning there. They kind of surprised us after that awesome opening of this team coming out of the smoke and the fire and everything else, and I didn't get a chance to say I hope that everybody's ready to rumble out there. We got a good crowd here at South Kitsap tonight, and unfortunately Fruner couldn't come down with the victory on that first one. Nice job though, and a nice job by Damon Kaiser from the Wilson Rams.
Well, our next match is Arwen Shaw and Donald Carman from Wilson. This is the 115-pound class. And the South Kitsap wrestler has a 17-1 record, so this should be one of our better matches this evening for South Kitsap.
Arwen using the same style as the Wilson character in the first match, quickly going for takedowns and letting the 1 point advantage by escapes by keep on taking down and to keep on increasing his score and probably working for a pin later in the second round.
4-2 here with 1:33 seconds to go. Wrestler's grappling, trying to get an advantage. Goes in for a single leg, tries to turn it, and he does gain control for a 2-point takedown.
Oh, and he wrenches him up and over to put him back down, not letting him get back to his base, up to his knees, meaning.
And we're going to get a call here for locking the hands, I believe. So that will be 1 point.
6-4 now in favor of our Fighting Wolf there.
Arwen and Donald grappling up, tying up, trying to get advantage, and a nice duck through. And he's over. That's going to get 3 points right there. And I believe he lets him up.
Oh, that'll be 2 for
Only
only
two.
For only 2 seconds. You'll get 2 on the near fall. 5 is 3 on the near fall.
And it's now 10-4 in favor of the Wolf wrestler, Mr. Snee.
You see him just wrench up
And
that leg
he
and
lets
put him
him up
right
again.
down on his back.
Just comes in with a beautiful single leg, takes him down, lets him up. 2 points for the takedown, 1 point for the reversal, and it looks like he's going to try and do it again. And he scoots around and gets control for another 2-point takedown and lets him up again for a 1-point escape. Oh, and another dip through. Oh, that's a nice move. I'm not sure what they call that these days. It's kind of like a fake single leg takedown and kind of dipping through under the arm there.
I'm not really sure. This Arwen, he is very quick. He's so smooth. He ducks under and gets around to the base with that 2-point takedown. It might look like that he's probably just going to go ahead and get the technical pin.
Well, go ahead, Doc.
I was going to say, Snee, one heck of a wrestler with 17 wins this season.
And 10 of those by pins. So he's absolutely one of the standout wrestlers here at South.
And again, it's that 15-point rule, right, CJ?
You must win by 15 points in order to get the technical pin, which is worth 5 team points.
So right now, we've got a 12-point lead for the South Kitsap wrestler.
And it looks like we're going to get another 2 points here for the takedown. And he's going for the half Nelson, and he's going to get a pin out of it, I think.
Working
this time.
that in, he's got control of that entire upper body with that head and arm.
He's got to crank that head up and cinch it up to his body there if he can. That'll prevent him from arching up and bridging onto his head.
What a great match. Look how Snee performs. He's doing such a good job of keeping him down.
This is very difficult if you're on the bottom, trying not to get pinned. Very difficult. Bridging up on his neck, and there is the pin.
A great job by Snee. He worked the entire upper body, kept that arm down there, and just kept the shoulders down for the 2 seconds to get away with the pin.
That came at the 1:17 mark in the second period of action here. Again, an excellent performance by Arwen Snee for South Kitsap Fighting Wolves.
Well, that also put the Wolves ahead 6-4 in the contest, as they did get 6 points for the pin.
Yep, very true. The pins and the forfeits are worth the most.
Well, that gives the South Kitsap team 16 points to 12 team points to 4 for the Wilson Rams. Coming up next, we have the 129 category.
And we have Mickey Doherty from South Kitsap against David Romero from Wilson.
South Kitsap now in the lead with 12-4 because of the forfeit in favor of Brad Jackson in the 122-pound weight class.
And no points scored here. 139 left in the first match, but the South Kitsap has got a double leg, and he looks like he might get control. Yes, and he is giving 2 points for a takedown.
Doherty coming in with 15 wins and only 6 losses.
Doherty maintaining control. He's going to probably get whistled off the mat here in a second unless he can keep him on. They'll give you a little leeway there, half your body. But in a critical situation where you're maybe working for a pin, half your body's off. They're going to take you back to the center as they are now. And the South Kitsap wrestler Doherty will be on top. Grabs the ankle, gets control, drives him to the mat. And he's riding the the Wilson wrestler, David Romero. And he's got his arm through the crotch there, and he's trying to cinch up on it. Too tight.
Almost looked like he was going for the cradle there, Larry, but he advised against it. Now he's got that crossface hook in there, bringing it back down to the chest, hooked up with both legs.
Haven't seen a lot of leg riding yet in the competition here, but it looks like he's flattened out pretty good and really tough to move, the Wilson wrestler. Romero is doing a good job of just giving him nothing to work with. Very difficult when you get tightened up like that and don't give him any arms or legs to work with to get in there. See how he's pulling his elbows in, trying to keep his the South Kitsap's wrestler arm from getting leverage on it.
5 seconds left to go in the first period.
Well, 2-0 in favor of South Kitsap wrestler Mickey Doherty, and we'll begin round 2 here. Not quite as much action as in the first couple rounds there, CJ.
Oh, no, not yet. But of course, the heat always intensifies later in almost every match I've ever seen and been in.
Well, and we're going to get an escape here, I think, for 1 point if he can get those hands unlocked. Very difficult. He's not able to do it. And there is a 1-point escape.
Good job by Mickey Gordon. Make sure he's getting some space in there between the legs so he can wrench those arms out to get up, back up to the neutral position. And Mickey comes in with a single leg shoot and drives him down for a 2-point takedown.
Well, here's the point where it's tiring if you're on the bottom and you're getting ridden like that. That can really take a lot out of a wrestler. You're struggling not to get turned over, and it just takes a lot of energy. It's the toughest 6 minutes in sports.
I'll agree with you with that, Larry.
Well, Doherty has 28 takedowns so far this season. Excellent record there. He scored 14 points.
And he will score 2 on that, I believe.
Well, Gordy tried a single-armed armbar, almost brought him over for 2 points for the near fall.
A lot of leverage. The basic components of wrestling: leverage, speed and quickness can overcome strength a lot of times, and especially leverage is very important as you watch these young wrestlers work these moves. Look at the leverage there as he's tweaking and torquing on that, trying to get that shoulder to come down.
Good job by the Wilson wrestler, kind of counter that and use the old momentum to get back onto his stomach.
Cheerleaders into it tonight.
Oh, and there goes Mickey. He's got him down. That'll be a near fall point.
I don't think he's going to get out of this one, CJ.
He's chest to chest.
He's got
with him,
5
a lot of
seconds.
weight
The
on
clock
it.
might save him.
And he might get out of it. And he gets out of the second round.
Saved by the bell.
And it's 13-0. 2 more points and this match will end, unless the Wilson wrestler scores. Correct, CJ?
Very correct. You're getting there, Larry. You're getting there.
Well, you know, the rules have changed quite a bit since I was on the mat. It's scored differently, and
Back with Gorgeous George and used
well,
to
you're
work,
not going to
huh?
get Mad Dog Rashawn here. That's true.
Of course,
And-
nowadays we got X-Pac and D-Generation X, you know. Oh, yeah.
God. And Doherty maintains control on top. He's got that left arm trying to bring it back.
I think Mickey's going to go ahead and
He's
try
going to
and go
work
for
a
the
cross
pin.
face, or he's going to work a arm bar or something there. Going to try and put that over his head, maybe. He's working the arm bars, trying to walk it around. And there he goes. That should be 2 points minimum. Nope, not long enough.
Wrenched
A
out of there
1
just
point
in
escape.
time.
There Romero trying to do something here with that 13-1 with 1 minute and 12 seconds to go in the match. And he'll have another 2-point deficit.
That was for a nice little reversal by Mickey.
1 more point to go for that technical takedown.
Technical pins are worth 5 team points.
Well, I'm pretty sure that Doherty is going to go for the takedown here. And if he can do that, he will win that match. Oh, we're not in the up position. Well, forget that theory. He needs to turn him over for 2 points is what he needs to do.
See, once again, Gordy trying to get his arm through the elbow so he can get up to the head and try probably for that arm barred move again, or maybe even the half Nelson.
Well, he's cranked that crossface pretty good. He's coming around there. More points. That should be the end of the match, shouldn't it, CJ?
That should be the end of the match. If he gets back to his base, then then it will be called. The ref's going to let it go until he gets back to his base, just in case Gordy's able to whip off a pin.
30 seconds left to go in this match.
And that is the end of the match with 27 seconds to go in third period. Mr. Doherty comes up the winner with a technical.
18-1 win. Very well done.
135 coming up in our next classification. Brian Virella for South Kitsap and Mr. McCartus.
I think that's Bo McCarty.
Oh, McCarty.
Brian and Bo. They're grappled up there nicely, trying to work inside, trying to get a single or double leg shoot, which is normally the way. Oh, Brian gets in there with a nice
takedown.
Good single leg shoot and gets 2 points right off the bat.
It was almost like a low fireman's carry, kind of, wasn't it?
Yeah, that would be pretty much a fireman's carry. Got in there with his shoulders and turned him over around to his head.
Virella has trouble controlling Wilson Wrestler, but gets him back down to the mat with no points scored.
I can't remember the name of that move. I used to do that when in junior high all the time.
Is it a heel drag?
It's not, I think it's the heel drag, but that's not what we called it in junior high.
Well, you know, there's a lot of different names for these moves, except for the standard ones.
Oh, yes.
As you notice, the Wilson Wrestler again trying to negate any of the leverage that the South Kitsap Wrestler is trying to get there.
Trying to get to his knees, try to get to his base, if not escape, then try to reverse.
Virella controlling.
Looks like Brian's going under the legs, see if he can't work in that arm bar.
Cheerleaders trying to provide some help there.
Oh, they're good at that.
Ah, it's nice to have them right there.
Some great close-up action.
Yeah, maybe even a little too close.
Could almost feel that sweat, Larry.
That's right. We better back off on that a little bit. And he's got the half Nelson. He's trying to turn it, but he just can't do it as he digs his chin into the back.
Yeah, it's a nice shot of Mr. Coach Hudeberg back there.
Coach Ron Hudeberg doing some coaching right here on the bench.
Well, he's had a great success here with 64 straight wins in the dual meet competition. Hope we get 65 tonight.
Now, South Kitsap has for years been a powerhouse in the Narrows League in wrestling.
Brian tried to work that leg, you know. They're both doing a great job. Simple score, 2-0 in favor of Brian's takedown early in the match.
And we're ready on the second period action. 3 periods to each match, each period 2 minutes long.
And Brian again trying to work in up there under the head. There he goes. He steps on the leg trying to grapple and get a hold of that, get more hold on his down position.
Well, the conditioning that has to be done in order for you to go 6 minutes all out is just really amazing. Anybody that's wrestled or anybody that's come into wrestling from another sport knows that there's no kind of shape like wrestling shape, because you're doing all kinds of training. Oh, I can't believe he maintained that. That was really a tremendous show of strength by Brian Virella. He just almost lost it and it was in a terrible predicament. He did get the reversal. He came back and now he got the reversal again on him. So he was in a very difficult position there, CJ.
Score is tied now, 4-4. Brian once again working down there, getting control of a leg and trying to wrench him over.
Well, there are a couple moves that you deliberately throw that expose your back. And that's what Brian did. He exposed his own back trying to get his opponents to the mat. But there's a danger in that. Just like now, the opponent's got his head and he's rolling the same move. Didn't work out for him again. Now he's driving on the half Nelson, trying to get him turned over.
He's trying to suck it, trying to push him over, getting chest to chest, trying to get the chest on.
Wilson Wrestler doing a great job there, resisting that.
Under 10 seconds in the period.
And Wilson wrestler gets a warning for stalling. Tries a roll. And it's 4-4 here, and we'll have the third period coming up momentarily.
Quite a competitive match.
Well, I know that from my experience, this particular area, 136, 142, 148, these were always, in my opinion, some of the most competitive weight classes in almost any place I've ever been.
There's a nice sit out there by Brian to point in a 2-point reversal.
Well, that was really nice to get that reversal very early on here, because Brian has shown that he can control Bo McCartia from the up position, and he's also showed that he can reverse too. Wilson wrestler trying to sit out there, but Brian controls. Tries to sit out again. Brian slaps him back to the match.
Brian, a good job keeping control, making sure that Wilson can't get an escape or reversal, maybe to tie or win again.
Got an armbar coming around with a crossface. Gonna stick his chin in his chest, trying to go for the fall. There's probably 2 more points there. 2 near fall, yes, it's 8-4 now with a minute left in the match.
Brian still doing a really good job making sure the Wilson competitor doesn't get back up to its base.
Well, he's got his left hand with his right arm, and he lets loose of it there, tries another tactic. Pushing his head down. Wilson tries to roll. That was an unusual move, kind of dangerous.
Oh, that was
Brian
extremely
regains
dangerous.
control.
Pretty much standing on his head, and then he exposed his entire body for a brief second or two.
Brian doing a good job, staying with him, keeping control. Puts
him in the cradle. He's got him a cradle.
An inside cradle. Oh!
18 seconds left to go in this match with Brian Virella. Is that how it's pronounced, CJ? Virella?
Yeah.
Leading for South Kitsap 8-4 over his opponent, Bo McCartia.
And believe me, they're both very tired young men out there right now. At 8-4, very difficult with 15 seconds to do anything that's going to affect this match.
Seems like such a short time, but for when you get in there, it seems like an eternity.
Oh, it's definitely the longest 6 minutes in sports.
Looks like Brian's going to get off with a win here.
Well, 8-4. Brian Virella comes up with the win against his opponent from Wilson, Bo McCartia. And we will be coming up with the next weight class, which will be 141 pounds. And from Wilson, Jamison Powell. And from our own South Kitsap Wolves, David Dover.
Team score right now, the Wolves 20 and Wilson 3. Wolves are well ahead right now.
Well, Dover comes in with 14 wins, 6 losses, and 69 points scored this season.
And he's got 7 pins this year.
Not bad stats. They're tied up. Goes for a single leg shoot, can't come up with it.
Oh, now there's a nice move, almost like a whizzer that he kind of slipped out of. Do they call them whizzers still?
Yeah. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
That's right. See, some things never change.
Well, you got to give a lot of credit to the referees out here tonight. One guy, he was laying down on this mat as much as the wrestlers.
Oh, that's his job.
2 points for the South Kitsap wrestler, David Dover.
And he'll start on top of the Wilson wrestler, Powell. Working again, just as much as the other, trying to get the arms. Now he's going to ride the ankle. Trying to do anything to get him down, expose his shoulders or his back.
Oh, and he's going for the
Brings it back,
guillotine.
but now
Oh, and he let the leg slip. If he would have had that, that would have been excruciatingly painful.
I like the emphasis you put on that, Larry.
Well, I remember that one from both sides, having it done to me and doing it to other people. Really a interesting move from the opposition. You'd be slipping your left leg in and hooked around the leg, and then coming up with putting the arm over the head and then stretching the two. It's really quite painful.
Ow. That doesn't sound good at all.
No.
There's David. Looks like he's trying to work in a cradle.
24 seconds to go here, and only 2-0 in favor of Dover from South Kitsap. Been a tough fought first round here. Both of them trying to get control. Oh, and a good sweep with the leg to get him back down.
I let him hold him off, and so he couldn't get that escape or reversal that would have either made or break the score.
Well, we were watching a little bit of the JV action earlier, and it was interesting. One of the Wilson wrestlers putting in a tough match, and he was outscored by the South Kitsap wrestler, but he was so exhausted, his face was purple.
Almost matched the mat out there.
Almost. And I'm sure you've been there a few times, CJ. After you've wrestled about 5-6 minutes straight, knees are shaking and your legs are quivering and you can't swallow because you got cotton mouth or maybe even blood inside your mouth.
Been there, done that.
Yes.
David comes up with a 2-point reversal there.
And it's 4-0.
Yeah, been there, done that. I wrestled a couple of years in junior high, and yeah, there were times where my face would match the mats.
Well, here's one of the first leg rides we've seen tonight. Dover has tried to get that guillotine in there once, and the leg rides can be very effective in just stifling your opponent. He's not able to get up to his knees quite as easily, and it's just a very debilitating, draining effect on the opponent when you're riding them like that. And Dover is doing a very good job of controlling. And they stop it because of the pressure on the joint.
It's another full Nelson penalty. That's going to cost him 1 point.
And we may have an injury here. Certainly wasn't done on purpose. He was just trying to run around the head there. It was a legal move. The referee has the ability to stop any move that he feels endangers the wrestler. So we may get a forfeit here. I don't know if he's got I don't know if he's dislocated it or not, but he is in quite a bit of pain right now. So we hope it's not serious.
Well, I want to thank you fans for tuning in tonight. This playback scheduled for Friday, January 29th at 9:30 p.m. on the community channels TCI 12 and Falcon Channel 3. We're very happy to be working with the South Kitsap Advanced and Professional Video Production crew, Mr. Mike Downham, their instructor, and our executive producer tonight, and bunch of the folks from the class helping out. We got Rob Collins and Mike McCurdy on the cameras, Justin Kaiser on the camera. Directed tonight by Andy Godsey and Mike Smith, taking turns up there directing the presentation. And, of course, you, CJ. I want to really thank you for all the work that you've done this wrestling. I understand you got a program coming up in the Wolf Tracks on the wrestling team this year.
Yeah, but I'm producing a 3 to 4 minute profile on the wrestling team, what they're doing, and it's coming along. It's coming along.
Will that be in the next edition of the Wolf Tracks?
That will be in the next edition of Wolf Tracks.
All right,
Guaranteed.
Great. Well, this is fun. We did wrestling about, was it 4 or 5 years ago, Larry, that we did a wrestling match at the CK Invitational there.
Right.
And, boy, we had a lot of great response from the audience. I really liked it. And as you can see tonight, there's been some beautiful shots, right down in the middle of the action. This is exciting tonight.
And there's a shot of Mr. Hudeberg right there, and of the injured wrestler. Looks like he's in a lot of pain. You can see his color totally up there in his face. He's like purple.
That's Jamison Powell, the injured wrestler for Wilson, and
right, and it probably was some sort of shoulder injury, and we will have a forfeit here. He's not going to be able to continue, I believe. And he's getting a round of applause here as he gets up. It's not, it does happen, and as I was talking to the coach earlier, he said that his team is pretty banged up also right now. They just had a tournament here on Saturday in which they placed third. Had a good representation from a lot of people who are kind of banged up. So we do have a couple of spots here tonight that don't have wrestlers in them, or have wrestlers who are not the regular wrestler at that weight class. We'll let you know who they are as we go on here.
Well, we're starting the 148 category here. Brandon Farr and Gavin Jones. Brandon from South, Gavin from the Wilson team.
And as they tie up at center mat, looking to feel each other out there, kind of feel which way their balance is going, see if they can get an advantage. And he shoots in for a single leg, and he cinches up on it. Not able to do much with it there as the Wilson wrestler spreads out, and now he's working to get his takedown, cranking real hard on that, and he will get a takedown and two more probably.
Brandon in a bit of trouble now as trying to bridge out both inside and out. Got the Wilson wrestler just cranking down on that head and arm hold and just riding him down the mat, back down. It's a really good job.
Well, it looks like normally in this category, Sonny Wilson is the #1 wrestler, but he's injured and he's not here tonight. So stepping in to that 148 category, Brandon Farr.
Well, he's doing a great job not getting pinned. And I tell you, that's one of the hardest things you can do in wrestling. When somebody's got the hold on you and you resist the pin. It takes a lot of energy, and more than that, it takes a lot of determination. Most people don't have it in them, I tell you.
Look at him twist right out of it.
Great job, a great job.
That was beautiful. I'll give him a lot of credit
Really,
for that.
that's really what wrestling's all about. And in that 2 minutes you just saw there, it's just all of the determination it takes, all of the desire to just give it that intensity for 2 minutes. Very difficult to do.
I don't think Brandon's going to let that go too easily. I can feel a little bit of the fire there as he kind of stalks around the mat unseen on the camera right now.
Well, both these wrestlers are well chiseled, certainly not carrying any extra weight, and anybody that's been around the sport for any length of time knows that making weight, of course, is always one of the horrors of wrestling. Sitting in a sauna spitting.
Yeah, Brandon, get right out of there. He's got the fire in him right now. You can see it.
Well, it's 5-1 now, and Brian has the opportunity with another takedown here to cut it to a 2-point advantage.
Whoa, let him swing him right down. No good for any points, but still pretty neat to see. He shoots in on that. Oh, shoots in, and he's driving forward. And it looks like he'll get the takedown. He's got the takedown, and he's wrenching in. Oh, and there's a reversal by the Wilson wrestler. Once again, Brandon's on his back, trying to twist away. Once again, as in the first round. Twisting away. It's just about out of the mat.
Just about. Everything's off but a shoulder. Come on.
What an upset. Pinned in the second round with only 1 minute and 2 seconds left. Good show. Good show.
Well, that was a real tough position he got himself into. But he fought really hard.
Chris Kelly, the next wrestler. Oh, he was interviewed in my Wolf Trek story, and he's quite a performer.
Well, that last one gave quite a boost to the score for Wilson. Wilson's only 5 points down now on South, 20-15.
Well,
and we're at
Pin
the
will get you
158.
16 points. There's Chris, they're grappling, they're tying up, trying to work in. Both of them very well bit. And Chris goes in for a shoot, comes out with nothing. grapple. They're doing their head rubbing thing, trying to look for a distraction, rub the head, hit the head, move aside, duck around.
I always thought it was interesting. It seems like most of the wrestlers here have a very similar style. I always thought that standoff, that grappling section at the beginning was always interesting. Everybody had their own little style, kind of when I was wrestling, and we seem to have very similar methods here from all the South Kitsap wrestlers.
A little under a minute left in the first period. Both of them still come up with nothing, kind of just a grappling way, almost like a test of strength, you might want to call it. Chris goes in once again, comes in with nothing.
Chris Kelly has a 15-5 win-loss season this year. Excellent job, and 78 points scored.
And he's finally going to get some points.
We had a quick shot there of the injured player, or injured wrestler from that last match, and he's got the big ice on his shoulder, so must be a dislocated or pulled shoulder.
Well, I'm sure it was strained pretty good. You could see from the camera angle we had that it was getting cranked pretty good. And Kelly, speaking of cranking, has got an arm bar right now, and he's going to try and walk that around from either side.
Got him ride him around the mat.
Hartman
that's gotta be painful.
Hartman doing a good job, not getting all the way over, but we will get another 2 points on that. So Kelly goes ahead 4-0 over Hartman from Wilson.
Take what you can get when you can get it.
And Kelly's had 10 pins this season. That's pretty strong.
Well, you can see the exertion that Kelly has put out there as he strains to get breath, and he's trying to do the reversal, and he comes around nicely and gets a 2-point reversal. And there's that arm out again. Maybe that one will get hurt too.
I wrestled with Chris in junior high, and he never ceased to amaze me in his performances.
It looks like he kept growing there, CJ. Looked like you'd be at about 130, huh?
No, I'm 145, Doc.
Wow, I can't believe that.
Huh? Believe it if you want.
Oh my God. Well, 6-0 here in favor of Kelly from South Kitsap as he works to control that arm.
Wrenches that arm. Looks like he's trying to expose a little bit of the shoulder so I can push it over.
He's trying to come through and lock up the other one so that they can walk around with a crossface, I think. If he gets that arm hooked, that's good. That's good. Keep it hooked now.
Almost looked.
Now he's going to try and come around and either crossface him or the half Nelson from that side. This guy's a goner. This guy is a goner.
Look how he pressures that so well on the chest.
I'm telling you, he is going to be pinned, and soon. And here it comes right about now.
A little late, Larry. A little late.
Make it 11 pins for Chris Kelly.
Well, when Chris got that arm hooked around and back and then came under the other arm and hooked it, that's all she wrote.
.168 class coming up. Lowell Bosch and Hunter Haven.
As they tie up at center mat. We're moving up into the heavier classes now.
Well, there you go with the tie-ups once again. Both of them seem to be pretty tall there. Sometimes tallness exposes too much of your body. You just shoot right in there. There's a perfect example right there. He had about half the body uncovered. Bosch with 2 points for the takedown, and he's already working in the arm as he puts his head under.
And he shoots the half in, and he's going to turn him maybe. Nope, he can't do it.
Look at Bosch ride him around like a little pony. Bosch, very exertive, very powerful, trying to just work him inside, not giving the Wilson wrestler any time to breathe. Looks like he's trying a different strategy, trying to go in low. Forces his head down.
Well, Bosch maintaining control, trying to stand him up a little bit as he's got that arm underneath.
You notice how they always lock the leg down in the down position, so they can't get up to their base. Very well used.
We've got 27 seconds left here in the first period. 2-0 in favor of the South Kitsap wrestler Lowell Bosch. And we have Hunter Haven from Wilson on the bottom now. 15 seconds. He tries to stand up, doesn't successfully escape, and they'll go back to the center mat.
Good job by Bosch. As soon as he saw it, he just sucked him back in and just rolled him right up.
Well, Bosch's opponent from Wilson looks like a little bit more muscular. And they are both kind of lanky. I never liked wrestling the taller, lanky, or skinny guys myself.
You can see Bosch quite a bit quicker than this guy, though. You can see his movements just quick and powerful.
Well,
he uses a lot of momentum.
Had a nice trip there to get him back down to the mat. And once again, with our color cameras, you can see a little purple setting in on the face of the Wilson wrestler, Hunter Haven.
Get that blood to the brain, and then you can't see straight.
Oh my goodness. There's just hardly any way to describe the feeling of the exhaustion and the amount of exertion that you do. It's just incredible.
Well, Bosch gets away with an easy escape given to him by the Wilson wrestler. He'll take the point, and it's 3-0 in favor of Bosch.
Haven tries to go in deep for a double leg, isn't quite able to cinch up on it.
Bosch sprawls out and turns it right around.
Comes right around him very quickly. Yeah, he is very quick. I mean, that...
I think that's the first sprawl I've seen all night.
He was in a defensive position there and just came around very quickly. And now he's trying to get that arm locked underneath. Again, is successful. Drags him back to the mat. And Hunter Haven is grabbing onto a leg as a strategy.
Trying to work in that half again, it looks like. Drives him forward.
I think he's still got that other hand of his tied underneath him there. And then he shoots the half in and goes too far, rolls him over.
Too much momentum on that.
Just carried him over there, CJ, right?
Too much. It's nice to know there's somebody else who knows a little bit about wrestling. I hate to call this on my own.
Oh, well, you know. My brother wrestled, I wrestled, my little brother wrestled.
Well, I'm the only wrestler in my family.
Well, it's a great sport. It's an individual sport, of course, and it's completely different from any other, team sport because it's all up to you. And I tell you, when you get out there and you win it, you got yourself that you can give the praise to. And of course, your coaches, your teammates help you along too. But, when you're out there, it's all alone.
Wrestling is definitely a sport of raw determination and power. It's just one of those sports where you just have to go with your total determination no matter how hard it looks.
And of course, one of the ancient sports as well from the original Olympics.
That's the end of the second period, I believe, and Bosch is ahead 5-0.
I'm just glad they put their clothes on from the original ones.
Well, thanks for sharing, Larry. Really appreciate that scenario.
Little history for the folks out there.
I don't know if we have the black bar available in the special effects.
Well, can't do that.
Well, that's wonderful, guys.
And here we are in the third round. It's 5-0 in favor of South Kitsap.
Lowell Bosch
doing a good job.
Well, that's a first. That's very rarely seen when you start around in a neutral position.
Bosch goes in for the double, takes
Looks
control.
Like it worked really easily.
Trying to get the half.
He's trying to get the half. He's too far over, unless he's going to try and wrench it with an arm bar.
Well, he doesn't have that other arm through. He's going to have to get back over and get the weight. There's where he needs to get the weight.
He's got to get him chest to chest. That's where the most weight of the body is.
That crossface working. Oh, I'm starting to act like a fan now.
There it is. He sticks in the half, and yeah, he's done.
And there is the fall.
Very well done by Bosch. Sticks in that half like lightning and puts his chest on there, uses that momentum, and forces down the shoulders.
That was really great. Now, Lowell apparently is not the regular wrestler at this weight. The stats that we have on Lowell was only 1 win and no losses and 6 points because he had a foul. He won by a pin or a fall, and so now he's a perfect 2-0.
The normal wrestler for 168 would be, I think, Nick Williams. I am not sure why he's not competing tonight.
And here we have 178, Jake Shepard from South Kitsap against Chris Dotis.
Jacob Shepard, also a really good friend of mine. We also wrestled in junior high. He always outweighed me, so he can beat me no problem.
Well, they sure keep these wrestling matches moving. Boom, one right after another.
Absolutely. There's not much time in between. Great, good-sized crowd here tonight. Is almost the full bleachers are filled up on one side here at South Kitsap tonight.
And they're into it, too.
Absolutely.
Great to see the support for high school wrestling, and South Kitsap with that amazing record of 64 straight dual match wins, and right now up 32-15 over the Wilson Rams of Tacoma.
Shepard comes up with the takedown.
Comes up with a takedown by a nice quick fireman's carry and pulls his head out to get another 2 to get control.
And now he'll work to try and turn his opponent over. Now this particular section of any match is it's difficult to get a move in. It's difficult to get some guy off balance. As you can see, the Wilson wrestler is just basically sprawling out. He's trying to either compact himself, or at other times he may be spreading himself out to negate the leverage that the South Kitsap wrestler is trying to get on him. And they're working their way out of bounds right now.
Jake still has control, keeping control. Can't see what's happening with his left side, but I think he's got an arm under and trying to get in there.
Well, that seems like a favorite move of the CK wrestlers is to grab that arm underneath.
Seems the big pinning combination are either the arm bars or the half Nelsons. I've only seen one cradle tonight.
I haven't seen many ankles ridden up in the the crotch area, which is also a good riding move to grab an ankle and pull it up so that the leg is completely.
Now it looks like we got a moment here, Larry and CJ. It must be a cut or a little bit of blood. The trainers are gonna stop it up. We just want to tell you sports fans out there some of the upcoming action you can catch on our community channels. Saturday at 11 a.m. we have replay of Olympic College basketball, men's and women's games, and we want to take the moment to thank some of the folks from the South Kitsap High School Advanced and Professional Production class that have been over there at OC, working with Westsound and the college to bring those games to the fans. That's 11 a.m. on Saturday, and then on 11 a.m. Sunday, you can tune in and watch a replay of the great high school basketball game of the week. And this week, we're going to bring a special ball game to you, and that's going to be a great matchup as the South Kitsap girls tomorrow night is when the game will be host the Mount Tahoma girls. Both teams 6-1 in Narrows League play, both on the same division. So that match could very well tell who's going to end up winning that division. So stay tuned to Channel 12 and 3 for some great local community action.
And round 2 begins, and Jake Shepard immediately gets an escape for 1 point, bringing it to 3-0.
Now he's just sat out there really quick, caught him totally unawares.
Well, if you can execute that sit-out move, quickly and correctly, it's very difficult to stop. If your opponent doesn't have you cinched up real tight, there's just no way because of the leverage of the move.
See, the Wilson wrestler got both arms of Jake. Jake swings an arm around and pulls it over for a 2-point takedown.
Oh, we may get a guillotine here, and there he grabs the ankle.
That's a nice shot of our lovely South Kitsap cheerleaders.
Well, for some of you fans out there who may be a little bit older generation, things might be a little bit different now than they were when you were wrestling. The points are definitely different. We have the 2-point and the 3-point near fall, which we didn't have in the old days, so that's one difference.
2-point near fall would occur if you have one shoulder on the mat for 2 seconds. The 3-point would be 5 seconds.
And the wrestlers go out of bounds. There is no control. Both wrestlers will be in the up position.
They're held out for stalling on that.
No! He's changing it, excuse me. Well, I apologize, got that one all wrong. I saw the referee with both his hands up in the air. I thought he was indicating that both wrestlers were up. 32 seconds remaining in the second period, 5-0 in favor of Jake Shepard over the Wilson opponent Chris Dotis. And he does have control, definitely, of this match so far. He's had a lot of riding time, and it will be difficult in this third round for the Wilson wrestler, I think, to come back. It takes a lot out of you when you're getting ridden like that for 2 rounds.
Oh, period 2 running down to a close.
And that is the end of the second period. 5-0 in favor of the South Kitsap wrestler, Jake Shepard.
Yeah, Jake has a 14-5 win-loss record, 6 pins, and 65 points scored so far this year, and he's up 5-0 over the Wilson's wrestler, Chris Dodos.
And once again, Jake will be in the up position. The Wilson wrestler attempts a semi-weak sit out there, and now Shepard gets in on the leg ride.
See him once again trying to pull out on one of the arms, pull out on the head, trying to force him over, trying to expose part of the side so he can kind of pull it in.
Well, it's just one continuum of motion, looking for an opportunity for one move or the other. And then, of course, you have the reaction of the other wrestler that's getting in your way. So it's a lot of give and take, a lot of feeling where the balance is, seeing where you can shoot and move in, seeing if you can stand up and escape. 5-1.
With about 1:10 left in the final round of action. They're in the grapple. Jake forcing down the head, looking for an open, probably a shoot.
Well, Jake needs to be careful here that he doesn't get in a bad position with a takedown from his opponent there. Because if he gets in a takedown, it's only 2 more points away from a tie if he gets his shoulder exposed to the mat. So, got to be very careful here and either be the aggressor and get in on a takedown himself, or stall it out for the next 41 seconds here and not let him get in on you. He shoots in for the single leg. He may try and cinch up and walk around, or he might just hold it for 30 seconds here.
Well, let's go. Now he's in a bad position.
He is. He needed to get that leg in the crotch, but he stood up, so there's no control yet. And he's going to sit out and reverse it on him, and he will get the control and the takedown.
It's a great job by Jacob.
Well, that should be the end of this match with 13 seconds to go, 7-1, and I'm sure that Shepard will keep him in control here for the last 7 seconds. A good match by Shepard, and that will end it. 7-0. Jake Shepard, the winner, over Chris Dotis.
That's another good win by our South Kitsap Bulls, and that'll bring the score up to 35-15 in favor of SK.
We're moving right along in tonight's presentation. Coming up, we've got the 190s, and the 190s feature Charles Cunningham and Sam Stinger from Wilson.
And this will be our last match of the night, as the 2 heavyweight classes are both forfeited to South Kitsap. So I think we can safely say that the Wolves have won their 65th consecutive dual meet match. And we have a takedown and 2 points for the South Kitsap.
Charles Cunningham looks like he's got a lot of adrenaline pumping as he just wrenches and pulls, and he uses all of his power. Another very strong wrestler. I also knew him back in junior high for a couple of years.
Oh my God, he really grew.
He's a big boy. He's always been a big boy.
Well, and he is aggressively trying to get his opponent over. He's got his arm locked up in the back, and he gets it loose, and he was trying to come around. Now he's rolling him over to his back, and the Wilson wrestler could be in dire straits right now.
He brings it back, and his shoulders, I don't think he's going to get out of that.
And that's a great way to end our last match of the evening with a pin from Mr. Cunningham.
1 minute and 58 seconds into the round.
Giving his team 6 more points. And I'm not sure how they score the forfeits, but at this point in time, it's 41-15. And I do not think we're going to get another wrestler, are we?
And here comes Kyle with an easy 6-point forfeit.
All right, there's a forfeit. And we should have one more forfeit, too.
For Brandon Tronson.
Ladies and gentlemen, we still got some gifts to give away.
Well, and here's our last wrestler who didn't get a chance to wrestle tonight. But maybe we'll get to see him some other time. Well, Doc, CJ, it's really been great. Really a fun experience doing this. I hope we get a chance to do it some more here. Or perhaps at Central Kitsap later in the year. I'd like to thank all of the great people working on the crew, from the advanced video class, Mike Donham, the executive director and instructor of that class, doing a great job as usual. And of course, we'd also like to thank Dale Green, head of the vocational professional program, Bill Lehman, superintendent of the schools, Brian Holt, the AD, and Dave Colombini, the principal here at South Kitsap. And Doc, it's been fun.
Oh yeah, it's been real fun. Great, exciting television. It's great to see South Kitsap wrestling up on the screen. CJ, happy to have worked with you once again, our football trio here.
Always
CJ,
happy
the
to
old
be
man,
here.
and myself. And again, this is just great fun and excitement. I'm really happy we could bring it to you fans.
All right, well, thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time, whether it be with Community Television, ICU Production, Westsound Television, or the advanced class here at South Kitsap. Wherever it is, look for us on the community channel, Channel 3 on Falcon, Channel 12 on TCI, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Later.
Oh,